hold on. Let me do this real quick. Let me go back, and so that way I can just chop this out. Y'all not finna set me up. Hold on. Let me go back and then let me redo this real quick. We don't play them games up over here. Hold on, let me go. You guys, welcome back for another episode of Culture Shock with your boy NoirLeblunt. And today we'll be talking about three things. Just Pearly Things. We'll be also talking about Kawana Jenkins, and we will also be talking about yet another black therapist who has voiced her opinion on her not working with whatever she's not working with. So we're going to get straight into that. So the very first thing we're going to talk about is Just Pearly Things. Without further ado, because look, they set me up, so I had to come back and redo this really quick. But so if you're not familiar with Just Pearly Things, she is a YouTuber here, and she's grows like fairly quickly. Like I remember hearing about Pearly Things just last year, and all of a sudden she has like super like skyrocketed. Like she has a lot of numbers now, and she's done very well for herself. She tends to tackle topics on relations when it comes to like relationship between men and women, how holding people accountable, mainly women, of course, because we see a lot of spaces where we hold men accountable. But I think when it comes to women, that's a different topic, and especially when it's coming from another woman, it hits a little different. So without further ado, we're gonna go on the clip that was brought to my attention, and we're just gonna see what everybody has to say about this. All right, so let's go.
So I get a lot of pushback for this opinion, and this is my opinion that if you get pregnant and you're a single mother and it's
she talking low
or whatever, it's 99.9999% the woman's fault. I'll tell you why. As women, we have a million choices. We have 41 forms of birth control.
Okay.
We can require that the men we sleep with wear condoms. We can choose abstinence and wait till we're married. We can also require marriage before sex.
So for those of you who can't hear, she was saying that if a woman gets pregnant, it's 99.9% the woman's fault. Or she's the 99.9% is her responsibility, basically. What she's saying is how many different forms of birth control you guys have. And so she's going that route in this discussion, okay? But let me go ahead and continue.
Can also, if we don't do any of those things, you can get a plan B. If that doesn't work, you can get an abortion.
Okay.
I'm not saying I recommend any of these things, but at the end of the day, there was like 10 decisions. We also are in control, not in control. We know when we're ovulating.
Okay.
We have the ability and the choice to track when you're ovulating and not have sex on those days. So at the end of the day, there's like 10 choices that you made irresponsibly that got you pregnant. Where the man only made one choice, condom or no condom.
Okay, so pause. Here's the thing. This is the only part of the clip I'm kind of disagreeing with, and it's not even like a huge disagreement, because I think she says the only decision a man has is a condom or no condom. You can either choose not to sleep with this person, or you can sleep with this person. And then if you do decide to sleep with this person, then you have to take that extra step in saying, do I want to apply this condom or not? That's the only thing I disagree with her on, because, you know, I'm big on holding my side of the fence responsible, just like I expect the woman to hold her side of the fence responsible. I don't want to put all the responsibility in saying, well, you saw me coming without a condom, you should have said something. That's my responsibility as a man. So we actually have, we have three. Not sleeping with you, period, a condom, and a vasectomy. Those are the three options men have. That's it. As far as women, they have a plethora of different medical procedures or whatever else they do as a form of birth control. So I get that opinion on that. But let me finish out this clip.
After that, it is on you. And when you had 10 choices and he had one, I'm sorry, we have more responsibility.
Okay. So she was saying that y'all have like 10 choices or 10 different options, and we only have maybe one or two. I want to know you guys' thoughts in the comments on how do you feel about that, because I actually agree with that. And it's a responsibility on both people. To me, if you're a woman and you seeing a man, you know, coming at you and sleeping with you and then he don't have a condom on, you then are either going to say something or you're not. And if you don't say something, y'all both responsible for making this child. I've always been like that. I don't hold accountability on one or the other side. However, the ultimate decision always comes down to the woman, because that's the person that brings the life into the world. It's her decision. Even if we don't want the children, we have no say-so in that, because If a woman wants it, she go have it. So I agree with that. Let me read some of your comments. You say I agree, but she is applying this. But is she applying this to rape victims as well? That's a good question, but I don't think she's speaking in that terms of rape victims, of course, or I should say great victims, because I forget how YouTube is. I don't think she's speaking in that sense, but I get what you're saying though, because that's completely different, and they have no choice in that. So I actually agree with you on that. You say because unfortunately, victims get pregnant too. Is it still her fault? I would say no. I would absolutely say no with that. I would never sit up and say this is the person's fault. You say not pick me. Oh Lord, not y'all saying that. You say hold on. You say don't worry, I'm putting my buzz in. Okay, so not too many people are disagreeing on that. They asked me to review that yesterday, and I said I would go over it. And the only counteractive clip I say to that is this. If you remember this guy, then you would be a heavy advocate for somebody to throw on the condom. Because this guy, the seven kids with 7 different baby mamas, remember we covered that not too long ago, a few weeks ago? If you are laying down with somebody like this who is willingly letting you know that they ain't shit, this is the ultimate Pookies and Ray Rays. This is the master of Pookies and Ray Rays right here. If you are lying with this man right here, knowing what this man is bringing, then absolutely you are 99.999%. In fact, you 100% responsible, because this man be letting you know off rip what he about. And so if you decide to sleep with somebody like that, then honestly, you get no sympathy from me, because that man already let you know. That man said he don't give a whatsoever. So if you still sleeping with him even after that, then absolutely you are 100% responsible for that. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna leave that right there, all right? So the next one we're gonna come up against is now gonna be our black therapist. Now remember, a while back, months and months ago, we had another black therapist who went off and she was getting on and she was saying all these different things. She ended up losing her job. And I remember her having a whole complete breakdown. As if we didn't learn from that, we have yet another black therapist who has come out and has given her opinion on her not wanting to counsel black. Well, let me not say black men, because she said men. So let me be specific, but I'm gonna say why it's targeted, in my opinion, towards black men. So let's go ahead and get into that, okay?
We're seeing male clients, because they'll come in my inbox demanding me to prove my worth to them. All up in my email saying, what can you do for me? Nothing. There's absolutely nothing that I can do for you. Go find somebody else. Go play with somebody else. I'm not the one or the two, baby. We ain't gonna do this. Not setting up no consultation or nothing to see if we're a good fit. Trying to see what type of treatment modalities I use. If we mesh well together. Just be in my inbox requiring this free emotional labor. Absolutely not. Because now I'm sitting up here making a TikTok about how y'all keep harming me. Because you're not helping me. I don't need to be working with you because you activated my nervous system. See, I already know that. And I know we're not going to do well together. Because we start working together, I'm still be thinking about that email you sent me when you tried me. And I'm going to want my lick back because I know who I am.
Look how she talking.
And that ain't good. So I'm just not going to see y'all. Find somebody else to do it. Find somebody else to do it.
Could I just pause it for a quick second? Because at this point, I don't know what y'all want from us with this. When it comes down to these black therapists, and yes, we have to say black therapists because somebody could say, why is it about race? Why are you talking to black people? This is a black woman, so it is a black therapist. Who is a black woman who is a therapist, that means she is a black therapist. All right, so don't even start all that. Let's just break down the fact of, here's the thing. If somebody wants to vet a therapist, they have every right to do that. When I was vetting my therapist before, I asked questions. Now I do agree to the point of go set up a consultation to make sure that therapist is right for you. But sometimes you don't have time to set up consultation where you have to go to the office, so you do things by email. I did things by email when I first started, and even when I got to my therapist session, I still asked questions before we even really got started. We had a talk, we kind of got to know each other for like, I think a whole hour or so. And then I said, okay, let me think about it. And then I rescheduled and came back. But to me, she's kind of taking it personal, but let's continue with this and I'll come back with it.
Because I don't deserve that. I have been harmed enough for a lifetime. I don't need to be harmed by my clients either. That ain't fair. That ain't right. So
I had to pause again. She said, I've been harmed enough in my lifetime. I'm harmed by my patients. How's your patients harming you? By asking you questions. If you've been harmed enough in your lifetime, then you don't need to be a therapist. I'm not saying that therapists can't go through things and then bring that experience to be able to counsel somebody else. I'm not saying that at all. But if you're this triggered by somebody vetting you and asking you questions and maybe challenging you on your credentials, then this isn't the job for you. That's my opinion on that. But let's go ahead and continue. It's like 13 more seconds.
I don't know what they can do, but they ain't gonna be seeing me. I am now only working with Black women who are overcoming perfectionism. That's it.
What?
That's it. We ain't doing nothing else. And I ain't got to do nothing but stay black and...
She said she ain't got nothing but stay black and die. Okay, so here we go. Here's the issue that I'm having with this. Feel how you want to feel, but when you get on here saying these things like this can be seen as a bias or discrimination. It really can, especially when you get on here and say, I'm not counseling men, I'm only counseling women, and that's getting over a certain thing. You are being now discriminatory. And with you working in this type of field, you cannot be like this. I don't know why y'all haven't learned from that first woman, but doing this now is going to work against you. It's not going to work for you. Now, she has a lot of women in her comments supporting that and saying, yeah, they narcissists, da-da-da-da-da. Y'all acting like y'all just learned the word narcissist just yesterday. I don't know why y'all keep using that word for everything, but if somebody asks you a question and vets you, if I plan on going to a doctor for anything, I'm going to ask for a board certification. I'm going to ask where you went to school at. I'm going to ask how many patients have you done and treated for this. I want to know anything. When I've had my experience getting a minor cancer tumor off the back of my neck, do you know how many questions I asked because I was so scared to go up under the knife? That's just me. I ask questions because before you do anything to me, especially my mind, one of the most important things to you, if you do anything to me, I'm going to vet and ask questions. I think I have a right to be like that. I have a right to ask questions. I don't think anything is wrong with that. Maybe it's me. I don't know. But let me know your opinions down in the comments. You say, if you're a therapist, you don't see a therapist. If your therapist don't see a therapist, get a new therapist. She said she's not taking any more male clients. Then black men came to lynch her. She had to take it personal at that point. You said you got to let it play and color up all the terrorist threats that she received on Twitter. Okay, all right, but here's another thing too, where you say even though you're saying it's not black men that she's targeted, let me put something in your ear real quick. And let me come back to that right here. This problem right here, it says therapy for black men. She's listed on this website for specifically for black men to go get therapy. So this isn't just a male situation when you are listed on a black male website. This is specifically for black men to go get therapy. When you are on this website specifically that is targeting black men and you say something like this, of course the black men have every right to come speak up against that. I'm not saying they right. I'm not saying they're wrong. Now I'm not saying go threaten a woman. I'm definitely not saying that because I saw on Twitter she was saying that she was being threatened. I do not advocate for that whatsoever. But what I do not agree with is you cannot be listed on a black male website specifically targeting to help black men get therapy and overcome this mindset that we tend to have as far as black men saying, oh, I don't want to go talk to nobody. I got it. Because sometimes we do that. We don't want to go sit down and talk to somebody. So when you have somebody like this listed on your website for black men saying things like this, I don't care what you had going on before me. If I'm a black man now going to this website, seeing your face and saying, oh, okay, a sister. Because if I would want somebody to talk to me about some type of trauma, it would either be a black man or a black woman. Because I feel culturally I can connect with them. And I felt like I don't know, it would be like a familiar setting for me. All right. So when you listed on a website like this and you talking like this, of course, black men are going to say something. Again, I'm not advocating for somebody to go attack her or to degrade her or demean her. I'm not on that wave whatsoever. I am fully against that. But that's just in response to somebody that said it earlier. You said like people have been stopped playing semantics at this point. We know what she meant. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You said, hold on, she could have quietly took her name off, no announcement needed. That's facts, though. I 100% agree with that. Like I said, you can feel how you want to feel, but don't make the announcement and then double down. She went from Twitter originally. Originally, she was on Twitter. Then she doubled down and went to TikTok. TikTok is going to be the end of y'all careers. All these degrees and student loans that y'all collecting out, y'all finna fuck around and get that shit taken away because you want to have a moment on TikTok and baby, they go snatch that shit away and them Chinese gonna pay you nothing. So That's all I'm saying. Don't get yourself hemmed up over there trying to be impressed on TikTok and see them people over there supporting you in the comments. They support you in the comments, and that's where their support stops. Now, when it comes time for your bills to be paid, have your hand out and ask them what can they do for you and watch how fast they disappear. Don't let them folks set you up like that when it comes to your bills and your well-being and you got to eat. Times is hard right now. Inflation is high. You out here talking that talk? Okay, great. Go counsel black women or women in general and them getting over perfectionism. Great. Go do that. But you do not have to make this announcement. It's like those type of people, you know, those type of people that always be like, I'm going to unsubscribe. I'm not following you no more. I'm leaving your house. You don't have to announce that shit. Just leave. You don't have to announce things. Like, if you don't want to be here anymore, if you don't want to subscribe, if you don't want to be a part, you do not have to announce these things. But to me, you do yourself a disservice when you make these announcements and now it's solidified on the internet. So even if you were to go erase all these things, that's now going to follow your career and these employers. If you ever plan on working for a clinic or somebody, when they do background checks, what's going to pop up? That's all I'm saying. That right there is gonna pop up, and who's to blame? You. Because men didn't go make you go do this video. Men didn't make you hit post on Twitter. Men didn't make you do any of this. You decided to do that on your own. So you can't blame us for that. If you fuck up your future now, that's 100% on you. 100% on you. You cannot blame anybody else for that. You said, the moment don't be momenting, okay? Okay. Oh, this was the Twitter post. I meant to go over this earlier. Let me backtrack today. You said, I'm no longer accepting male clients. They get in my my email inbox. So she basically said the same thing. I'm not going to read all that. She said, we will not work well together because you already trying me. But here's the thing, too, that I'm having an issue with. This whole thing where she's taking that person where you already trying me in my inbox, that's just them asking just for their own mental health. That's why I disagree with her. And then she told me she want her lick back. So then you going in there being spiteful. I think that's going to work against her going forward for future employment, because now they're going to question your intentions on when you're dealing with men. Because if you feel some type of way, if you feel like they're challenging you up, because a lot of people get these degrees and they get in these positions and they feel like you can't question me because I have a degree. You can't ask me questions because I'm a professional. Yes, we can. When it's me paying you, and when it's coming to my mind, my body, and my soul, I can ask you any goddamn thing I want, and especially if I gotta pay you. So no, we're not gonna do all that. So the last thing that we're gonna talk about, and Lord, do I hate to even talk about this right here, Kawana Jenkins. If you do not know who Kawana Jenkins is, you about to know. Kawana Jenkins was a detention center corrections officer that worked at in the Fulton County jail system. This woman has been caught having let me say inappropriate relationships with an inmate. Now, I don't know how many times we have to hear this story over and over and over of these officers sleeping with these inmates. If y'all do not know that shit is illegal by now, I do not know what to tell you, because an inmate cannot consent. I don't know. Y'all take oaths. They give y'all these warnings before you go into the prison system to work. So I don't know why you thinking you the exception and thinking that you can't get caught, but this is her mugshot. She looking raggedy because she's been caught up now. So we're gonna watch the video together, because you gonna have to suffer like I did, because I had to sit up and watch it like at 12 midnight when it hit. Shout out to Nick at Night, because that's where I first saw that, and it came from ATL Scoop. I want to make sure I get credit where the video originally came, because the video is now getting snatched down off these different media sites. At first, I found it everywhere, and then when I went back this morning to try to load it up here, it's now being snatched down. So I don't know. I won't say that that's Fulton County. I don't know. But all of a sudden now, the video is being snatched down. So let's go ahead and suffer through this together, Lord. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. She's sucking on this man's finger. Look at this here. We go watch it again, but look at this here. Look at this fool. You don't know where that man's finger been. And he in jail too. You know it's been in somebody's booty hole. Look at him. Let me mute this. Let me mute this clip. When I tell you, bro, when I saw this clip, I wanted to go live like at 2 in the morning, but I knew y'all was gonna be asleep, so I was like, ain't no point in me going live. But when I saw this clip, and notice luckily they put a little warning triangle so YouTube can't say it was like of the sexual nature. But it's just the fact that you sit up here, you looking dead in this camera doing this, so you know you being recorded. This is the only thing with that. She was the one that provided him the camera that's on the phone, the camera phone, of course. She provided him the phone, which is contraband, and the camera, which is contraband. So she's being charged with that. So you are being charged by your own hand by even giving this man the camera phone that he recorded you on. He recorded you on the very phone that you gave him. You are a fucking clown, dog. I can't even just her laid back and sucking on it the way she is. That lets me know that you've been doing way more. You've been doing way more than on his sucking fingers, baby. You've been doing a lot more than sucking on fingers and laying back. And the way you sucked on that finger lets me know where that finger just came from, baby. I know exactly what he just did with them fingers. The way you were sucking on it, I know. I've seen that look before. Yeah, taste it too. Taste it, baby. Taste it real quick. Here, taste it real quick. Either he was playing with that meat or he was playing with that thing. He said, "Here, baby, taste it. Taste it real quick." And what you did, you set up there like a clown. And set up here and let this man play you like that. And now you in the same jail cell system that he is. Baby, yes, this is at work, Tiff. This is at work. Baby, you cannot make this up. I just even looking at this, but let me go ahead and proceed because the sheriff's office had to put out, of course, the statement. So let's just go ahead and get into the statement, baby. Kawana, I often say call her Joanna, man. You going out bad, baby. But let's go ahead and say the Fulton County detention officer has been terminated and arrested and now faces more than a dozen charges after being accused of inappropriate behavior. This ain't accused, baby. She was caught in not even 4K, they look like 1080p, but okay. She accused of inappropriate behavior with an inmate that was allegedly caught on video. Fulton County Sheriff Patrick Labat announced that the charges of the 36-year-old, it's your big ass age. You 36 with this. Kawana, and look, I'm calling her like I know her. Kawana, you 36 with all of this. 36-year-old Kawana Jenkins on Wednesday. The charges include 2 counts of improper sexual contact by employee or agent, 5 counts of violation of oath by a public officer, 2 counts of reckless conduct, 2 counts of cruelty to inmates, and 1 count of obtain, procure, and give inmate prohibited items without authorization. This one, ma'am, you are going to jail, and there is no chance of you escaping any of these charges. Any of these charges. This ain't even just false stuff. I'm pretty sure they've been watching you for a while, and they waited till you gave them something to get you. Cause they don't just give you this without having proof. So, but you played yourself with this. But let me go ahead and give the direct sheriff's statement. He said, "As sheriff of Fulton County, I am committed to the transparency and to holding each and every employee accountable to the oath that they have taken to protect and serve our community," says the Fulton County Sheriff Pat Labat. The actions of this individual are certainly not the reflection of the men and women of Fulton County Sheriff's Office. The vast majority of employees are to be commended for their integrity, commitment to service, and the work that they do day in and day out. That comes directly from the sheriff's office, fresh off his desk. All I can do is just shake my head. I ain't even got nothing for you, baby. Because this is unacceptable. I won't, in fact, even if I did have an excuse for you, I wouldn't give it for you. Because you deserve everything they're going to give to you for this. There's no reason why you are this thirsty. Let me go back to my main camera. There's no reason why you working in a system. These are good jobs, by the way. You get great benefits working for the system like this. You do. So for you to put your livelihood at stake, your freedom at stake for jail bait, I can't even comprehend what a person is thinking in jail when they think of something like this. When you are at that moment, but right before you cross the border going into that, what are your thoughts saying? Is he worth risking it all? Is it worth me risking my life? Is it worth me risking my freedom? I want to know down in the comments, would you risk, I already know what y'all go say, but would you risk your freedom for this bullshit? Because I know I wouldn't. And somebody in the comments was like, they was only allowed to shower like once a week. I don't know if that's true or not, but if that is true, then you're disgusting for sitting up here sleeping with this man. I know they don't be washing their hands like that. In fact, I know they be doing a lot in jail. I don't know for sure, but I hadn't seen enough Beyond Scared Straight and all them other shows to let me know that's not the system I want to be in. Let me read some of these comments. He said, my God, prison dick ain't worth your freedom. There you go. He said, ma'am, TikTok done took y'all jizz off. He said, Noir gone on. Man, I'm just calling it like it is, baby. I ain't got time for that. You see, say everybody want to record shit. But here's the thing, though. If you go do this, you got to make sure ain't no cameras around. Not that I'm even trying to, allude to like this is okay. But why would you even think to look in the camera while he doing this and be like, yeah, that's fine. Like you deserve to go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Just go on, man. Just go. Hold on. You said, Lord. He said the booty hole. I am gagging. You said she deaf giving swarm vibes. You think so? She looked crazy though. She did. You say 20 on 10. She deserved this. Facts. You say, what are the emails saying? Because the way that she is responding, it's like these men are expressing an interest in her and not the therapy. I wonder what the emails did. She should have exposed, but see, and this is going back to the black therapist. I know what you're talking about. She did mention like emails and stuff like this, but to me, at least I wanted an excerpt or something, like give me like an example of what they said, because all she said was it was triggering her because they was asking her to, I guess, to give her experience or maybe her credentials. She didn't go into anything further than that. So for me, it wasn't that serious. If you're not giving me no example, then I'm not going to be on your side. I'm going to be on the side of the people who now you are victim shaming, because these are people with fragile minds coming to you. So I'm not going to be on your side for that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He said she fell for the jailhouse talk. But they got to be real slick. I wonder what they be saying to them people in jail, because again, this isn't the first inmate. I mean, not the first inmate. This isn't the first officer that's been busted for stuff like this. I believe the actual report for Fulton County said this is the second officer this year. Did it say this year or this month? I want to say either it was this month or this year. I can't remember when I was reading the report. But this is the second female officer that's been caught up with this. So you had an example of what not to do, and you still went and did it. Go to jail, ma'am. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got with that. Hold on. Let me see what y'all talk about real quick. Nothing else. Those were the 3 topics for today. I want to come give y'all a quick show because I said I was going to make sure I do another live. I wanted to keep this short and sweet, and I'm going to make sure I break them up for other people just in case they want to come in and, and just see like the short clips or whatever like that. So I appreciate you guys joining in. As always, I'm going to go over on Clubhouse and have a little chit chat with my people before we leave. But I appreciate you guys showing up. I thank you for tuning in for another episode. This is NoirLeblunt. That would be me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right. Bye, guys.